Today, we're going to break down the massive and, let's be honest, pretty complex role that technology plays in the business world. We'll look at everything from the design phase all the way to delivery and really dig into how this new tech is changing the entire game, who's winning and who might just be getting left behind.
So let's just jump right in with a huge question. Think for a second about the products you use every single day. I mean, the phone in your hand, the car on the street. What's the real force behind how they're made? Is it good old-fashioned human ingenuity, or is it the cold, hard, perfect precision of a machine? The answer, as you're about to see, is a really fascinating mix of both.
To really get a handle on the impact here, we've got to look at the tools businesses are actually using. And you know what? It doesn't start in a factory or a workshop anymore. It all begins on a screen, on that digital drawing board where ideas first come to life.
Okay, first up, computer-aided design, or what everyone just calls CAD. The best way to think about it is this. Forget dusty old paper blueprints. CAD is like digital clay for a modern inventor. It lets engineers sculpt and perfect their creations in a totally virtual space. It completely flips the script on design, moving it from a slow, expensive process of making physical prototypes to a fast, cheap digital playground. It just takes so much risk out of innovation.
And the efficiency this brings is just mind-boggling. Imagine you're designing a new car. With CAD, you can spin the 3D model around, peek inside, even run virtual wind tunnel tests. So what does that mean? It means you can spot a flaw and fix it with a few mouse clicks, saving an incredible amount of time and money by getting the product perfect before a single piece of metal is ever cut.
But of course, all that power comes with a price tag. Bringing in CAD means a huge upfront investment in serious computing power and software. And maybe even more important, you have to invest in your people, getting them trained up on these pretty complex systems. It can also force some really tough decisions about jobs that just aren't needed anymore, and that has a very real human cost.
Okay, so let's keep going. Once you've got that perfect digital design, how do you actually make the thing? Especially when you need to make it at a massive scale. Well, that's where the next tool in our digital toolbox comes into play.
This is where computer-aided manufacturing, or CAM, takes the stage. If you think of CAD as the brain of the operation, then CAM is definitely the muscle. It's the automated factory floor that takes those digital instructions and brings them into the real world, with robots doing all the heavy lifting, the welding, the painting, the assembly, you name it.
And this is where automation just absolutely shines. I mean, think about it. Machines don't get tired, they don't call in sick. They do the exact same boring task with perfect accuracy, thousands of times a day. That means more products, made way faster with way fewer mistakes, all while keeping human workers out of some really dangerous situations. But yeah, you guessed it, that incredible efficiency comes with a pretty big trade-off. These robots, they're extremely expensive to buy and to keep running. And if one of them breaks down, the entire production line can just grind to a halt. They're also kind of rigid. They only do what they're programmed to do. They can't really problem solve on the fly or easily handle custom orders.
But hey, it's not just about making physical stuff. Technology has also completely changed how a business talks, how it manages its information, basically how it operates day in and day out.
You can think of information technology, or IT, as the nervous system of a modern company. It's this invisible web that connects every single part of the business, from a tiny part in a warehouse to a customer clicking buy on the other side of the planet. IT is what turns all that raw data into actual business intelligence. It lets companies figure out not just what they're selling, but who they're selling it to and even why. So let's zoom out a bit. When you put all this tech together, the slick design software, the robotic manufacturing, the powerful information systems, what's the real, honest-to-goodness impact on how a business actually works?
At the end of the day, it's a huge balancing act. It really is. As you can see right here, on one side, you've got the promise of these amazing gains, better products, faster innovation, lower costs in the long run. But on the other side, you have the very real price you have to pay for all that progress. A massive initial investment, the risk of things breaking and stopping production, and the really tricky challenge of managing a workforce that's constantly changing. And that brings us to a super important point. This whole thing isn't just about machines and profits and spreadsheets. This massive tech shift has a deep, profound impact on people. We're talking about all the stakeholders, from the customers buying the stuff to the employees who are making it.
For you and me, the customers, the changes that have come from this tech are just everywhere. They've completely reshaped what we buy, how we buy it, pretty much everything.
Because things can be designed and produced so much faster,
We get this amazing variety of cool, innovative new products. We can order anything we want 24/7 and get it delivered to our door in record time. But what's the flip side? Well, that brand new phone you just got might feel ancient in a year, which pushes us into this constant cycle of needing to upgrade.
Now, let's step inside the company itself, because the impact on the workforce can be even more dramatic. It creates all these new opportunities, but it also creates some pretty significant challenges.
So, on the plus side, robots are taking over a lot of the most dangerous, physically draining jobs, which makes workplaces a lot safer. But automation is also causing a massive shift in the job market. It means fewer people are needed for certain roles, while at the same time creating this huge demand for new, specialized skills. You know, the people who can design, operate, and fix these advanced systems.
All right, to really see how this all plays out in the real world, let's check out two car companies that have completely different ways of thinking about technology and how they build their cars.
On one side, you've got Tesla. They're basically the poster child for modern, high-tech manufacturing, trying to achieve massive scale with a super automated factory. And on the other side, you've got the Morgan Motor Company, a classic British institution that's all about handcrafting just a small number of exclusive cars every year.
Tesla's strategy makes perfect sense for what they're trying to do. Their goal is to bring electric cars to everybody and to keep growing. To do that, they absolutely need the speed, the scale, and the low cost that you can only get from mass production and automation. Robots are totally essential for them to hit those crazy production numbers.
Now, Morgan is the complete opposite. Their entire philosophy is built on tradition, not technology. Their brand is human craftsmanship. People are happy to wait 6 months and pay a ton of money because a skilled person built their car by hand. For them, a giant robotic assembly line would actually destroy the one thing that makes them special.
So the big takeaway from this whole comparison is pretty clear, right? Technology is a tool. It's not a magic bullet. There's no single best way to use it. The right strategy completely depends on what a company is trying to achieve, who its customers are, and what its brand is all about. What's absolutely vital for Tesla is actually a terrible idea for Morgan.
And that leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. We've seen how technology is shaping business right now. But what happens as automation and AI get even smarter, even more capable? What does that really mean for the future of human work? In a world we've built to run without us, what roles are left for us to play?